Yes, welcome to our channel Spoken English Make It Easy. So today we are going to take up the next session. We have completed a simple present. Okay, the simple present will tell you the actions which go on regularly, continuously. Okay, so then we have switched over to the present continuous. Present continuous is a tense which will describe you which is going on at present. Okay, so that's why it is called as a present continuous. And then we have come to the third one, the present perfect. So whereas the simple present is indefinite and it never confirms the action, but the present perfect will definitely confirms the completion of an action. So that is most important point in the present perfect. Okay, so now let us throw some light on a situation wherein action has begun in the past, but the same action is still continuing even now at the time of speaking. How you will tell this particular situation? Okay, so why the grammarians have framed the structures? Because to explain the time perfectly, conveniently. In this tense, okay, which we are going to study now, will explain an action which has begun and still continuing at the time of speaking by this speak. So these are very good, and only thing is you have to understand the structures so that you can conveniently use in your daily life. Okay, let us go into the structure and I will explain you very clearly. I have given the timeline also, and if you go through all these things, you can definitely understand this particular tense and see. This is really a wonderful tense, and the people also they commit mistakes also. I am living in this house for the past 10 years. It is not correct. So generally the people may say it, but it may not be correct. That correct. It doesn't sound good. Okay, how it sounds good? I have been living at this house for the past 10 years. So that is a really good grammatically correct present perfect continuous tense. Subject, as usual, this is a fundamental thing. Subject can be either a proper noun or any pronoun for that matter. Plus it will take has and have. You know, in present perfect we have taken these two auxiliaries, has and have. Yeah, here also see the in tense, what is this tense? Present perfect continuous. So the perfect nature is there. The perfect nature represented by the two auxiliaries of the have family in this structure. Has and have, see here, have family auxiliaries to be used because they represent the perfect nature. So always I told you has and have must be preceded with V3. I told you in the present perfect. You know very well, has for singular subject and have for the plural subject. Okay, so then come to, yes, here it is an important element in this structure. What is this element? Been. What is been? You know the be family. Is, am, or, was, were, etc. These are the different auxiliary verbs in the be family. Okay, and there is one more form of the be family, that is nothing but the been. This been is nothing but V3. Past participle of the be. So be is a V1, that is a root form of the verb, auxiliary verb, of course auxiliary verb, and been is the past participle form of the be. Okay, and being is nothing but the V4 or the progressive form of the be. You know very well. So now here we have to use this invariably in present perfect continuous tense. This been must be used. See here, be family, I wrote very clearly, V3. Got my point? Next, come to progressive form. You know very well, in present continuous we have used the progressive form. See the tense, present perfect continuous. If the word continuous means V4 must strike in your mind, I mean. Okay? Yes, continuous is there in the structure, in the tense, perfect continuous. So continuous nature is represented by nothing but the progressive form of the verb. Progressive form is V4. Got my point? So this is the way how we remember the structure. So the structures are so simple, they are not complicated, and you can logically think and analyze what should be added. So present, yes, it must be present only, not past. Okay, so why it is present? We have only has and have, not had. I told you very clearly, auxiliaries, had is for past, but has and have are for the present only. That's why it is present. Okay, then perfect. Where is the perfect nature? Has and have must be used for perfect. And been is nothing but the V3. See, so has and have will be preceded with V3 in present perfect tense. And here also, instead of the main verb, we have borrowed or we have taken be family verb, that is been. Afterwards we have continuous form, which is nothing but the V4. Okay, subject has or have plus been plus progressive form of the verb plus rest of the sentence. I need not tell this. For anything you have to add rest of the sentence or the complement. Why you add complement? To give more meaning to the sentence. Otherwise the sentence is incomplete and the listener may not understand the thing correctly. Okay, that's why we add something so that it will be full-fledged sentence. Okay, see, I have given some examples for this. See, first example, I have been teaching spoken English for 10 years. See here, see the structure. I, subject, have, because I always take have, not has. It never takes has. I have been. See here the been also, yes. And then teaching, before. I have been teaching. What you are teaching? You can ask me. What are you teaching? Spoken English. For how many years? 10 years. I have been teaching spoken English for 10 years. Wonderful. Okay. Next, Smith. Smith has been living at this house since 2020. Okay. You can ask me, sir, here you have used for preposition, but here you have used since preposition. What is the difference between a for preposition and since preposition, and when I should use for and when I should use since? Yes, I have answer for this. So for is to be used for a period. See here 10 years is a period of time, okay, and since to be used for a point of time. So 2020 is a point dot. That's why we use since. Since 2020 is correct, and 10 years for is correct. Okay, you cannot say since 10 years wrong and for 2020 is also wrong. Okay, so kindly make a difference between these two so that you can use them correctly while you write or while you speak. Okay, come to the third sentence. You have been working with me for 5 years. So one of my friends, he has been working with me for 5 years. You have been, you will always take have, been working before with me. With who? With me. For how many years? 5 years. So these are the simple sentences for the present perfect continuous. Okay, so let me explain the concept very clearly to you. So with the timeline you can understand it very clearly. Okay, see here, and simple present, present continuous and present perfect timeline is not required. So now here that is not the case. See here, this is the timeline. Say this is a bus stand, and where so one person he came to bus stand at 9 a.m. and he is waiting for the bus. And here I have given two pictures. So he is a stranger and this is you. You have come to the bus stand, okay, at 10 a.m. and you have asked, and you are also waiting for the bus and you have to go to some place, and he is still there, and both of you might be waiting for a particular bus which goes to some particular place, and you have asked him, how long have you been waiting for the bus? Then he replied, I have been waiting. He replied you, I have been waiting here since 9 a.m. Point of time, since 9 a.m. Now the time is 10. Or he can also say, I have been waiting here for 1 hour. See here the time gap between the time you came here and the time he came to this place, the gap is 1 hour. And he told you, I have been waiting here for 1 hour. That is correct. Or he can also say, I have been waiting here since 9 a.m. So in both the ways he can tell. So with the timeline you can clearly understand how the action goes in case of present perfect continuous. Let us go to some more details of this wonderful tense of present perfect continuous in the next slides. Have our wonderful slogan, spoken English, make it easy. Thank you. Bye. Yes, viewers, so let us go through some more examples. I have been waiting for the bus since 8 a.m. Okay, so it follows the structure very strictly. She has been living in Mumbai for 5 years. Okay, we have been living at this house since 2011. Yeah, so till 2011 I was in different places working. Okay, and I have returned to this house. I have been living at this house since 2011. So it perfectly suits me very well. Okay, so I came to this house in 2011 and still I am living at this house. Okay, so now I can comfortably use the present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so I went to railway station, but just I asked one of the passengers on the platform, so how long have you been waiting for the train? It is my question to the passenger. Okay, so he replied, we have been waiting for an hour. The train is delayed, late. The train is late or delayed. Okay. Okay, next come to the next number. She has been explaining the concepts, very important concepts, because they are going to take up a very new project in IT company. So she has been explaining the concepts, okay, for 2 hours. Okay, dear friends, so these are some more examples. So see here, I have, she has, we have. Okay, how long have you? Have you means it is the plural only. So next, she has. So depending upon the subject, we have to use has or have. You have to change it. Okay, and then been is common for any subject. Then progressive form, that is nothing but the V4 form. They conjugate together, they unite together to form the wonderful tense of present perfect continuous. Okay. So thank you. Yes, viewers, so in this slide we are going to compare all the tenses so which we have discussed so far in present time. Okay, so that would be better for you to get a good understanding of all the tenses, and you can also compare these structures. So it would be very easy to remember. So that's why we thought so better to compare all the tenses in present time. Okay, to get more clarity on the subject. So you can think that it is a summary, more or less a summary of a present tense. So then you come here, we have 4 tenses in present time: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Okay, so if you want to compare the structure, so see here, subject. For all the tenses, the most common thing is the subject. Subject can be either proper noun or a pronoun. You know very well. So then afterwards, in simple present, we have to go for V1, root form of the verb always. Okay, and the complement. So see the complement, 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 complement. So complement is also common. So that means it fulfills the sentence, the full meaning. It gives or add more meaning to the sentence. Okay, so come to the part. So the V1 is independent. So there is no auxiliary in simple present. So yes, we are happy. So no need to use any auxiliary in case of simple present. So come to the present continuous. Yes, so the present continuous is supported by the form V4 So that is the progressive form of the verb. So the continuous word itself will indicate the continuous nature of the verb. So the V4 forms are all progressive forms, and where the action goes on, it continues. So that's why in present continuous we have to use V4 invariably without fail. Yeah. So because V4 is dependent, so it cannot stand on its own, so it takes some support. So that support is rendered by the B family verbs. What are the B family present form of verbs? Is, am, are. And was is a past form for the singular, and were is also past form for the plural subject. So they cannot be used for present time. They must be used for past time. Yeah, so this clarity you should get. Okay, then V4 common. So since it is a continuous, we have to use it V4. And the complement, that is the rest of the sentence. Okay, then come to the present perfect. Okay, so in present perfect, see here, subject plus has or have. So here we have taken this help of a B family present form of verbs, is, am, are. Is, am for is for singular subject, and am for I, especially I, it is almost specific for I, and are for the plural subject. And here has and have for a singular subject and have for the plural subject. And then V3. So remember, students, remember, V3 is specific for perfect tenses, maybe present perfect or past perfect or even future perfect. You have to use V3 invariably. Without V3, there is no perfect tense in English. Okay, so V3 and the complement. So we have to use a subject plus has and have plus V3 plus the complement is a simple structure for the present perfect. And we have made videos, and you can watch it again if you want to have more clarity on that. Okay, so then go to the present perfect continuous. Just now we have discussed the present perfect continuous. Subject plus has and have. Yes, since a perfect word is there, you have to go for has and have plus only one element, that is B family element, that is required, been. Been is nothing but the V3 form of the B family. So B is a root form, was is a V2 form, and been is a V3 form. Got my point? Plus, since there is a continuous nature or continuous word in the tense, so you have to definitely go for a progressive form of the verb. Progressive form of the verb is nothing but the V4 form. See here, V4. So this fulfills the structure of all tenses. So simple present subject plus V1. So present continuous is subject plus is, am, are plus V4 plus complement, and perfect is subject plus has and have plus V3 plus complement. Present perfect continuous takes a subject plus has and have plus been plus V4 plus complement. See the structures, how simple they are. So if you compare them so that you can easily remember, with this we have finished present time tenses, all four tenses. So come here, regarding the action, how it takes place. So in simple present, the action goes on, it never ends. So it repeats every day, every minute. Okay, the sun rises, the sun sets, the birds fly, the water boils at 100 degrees, the aeroplane flies. Okay, so these are the sentences in simple present. Okay, they go on every day, every minute, and no time clause. Can you use a time clause? Next, come to the present continuous. Action is in progress at present. The baby is sleeping, I am teaching you, you are watching my video. So there is no time clause. At present the action is going on. So what is the necessity of time clause for present continuous? No, not at all, not needed. Okay, then come to the present perfect. Yes, here the action is complete. Okay, but in simple present the action is not complete, it is incomplete. The actions go on repeatedly. Okay, so that's why this tense is called present indefinite. But whereas the present perfect is called a present definite because the action is complete. Okay, but very recent actions. See here, recent actions. So here the time clause used is a general time clauses. Just now. Would you like to have a cup of coffee? No, thanks. I have just taken. Okay. Is Laila available at office? No, sir. She has gone just now. Then come to here. Present perfect continuous tense. The action has begun and still continuing. See the difference? Here the action has completed. Okay, here the action goes on, going on now at present. Here the action goes on, never ends. I am a writer, so I am a painter, so I am a cricket player. I wake up early in the morning. Yes, I continue my habit. Okay, so here the time clauses, we generally go for two prepositions, since and for, and since for a point of time and for is for a period of time. So I have been living at this house for 10 years. I have been teaching spoken English for 10 years. Like that. Okay, so dear students, I hope this table throws much light on all the tenses of present time, so that you can compare the structures and see the actions, so that you can get more grip of this. Okay, kindly practice. You construct your own sentences and you try to speak, use these tenses with your friends in your day-to-day conversation. And let us go for our wonderful slogan, Spoken English. Make it easy. Thank you. Bye.